I caught my Uber driver taking the long route, so I casually mentioned I used to dispatch for the same company. His name was Troy. I know because it was on the app, along with his 4.97 rating and a photo that looked 10 years younger than the guy behind the wheel. I'd requested a ride from the airport to my hotel downtown. The app estimated 18 minutes and $23. Straight shot down the highway. One exit, done. Except Troy didn't take the highway. At first I didn't notice. I was exhausted from a 6-hour flight, responding to work emails. But when I glanced up and saw we were circling through residential neighborhoods, something felt off. I checked the app. The route showed us weaving through side streets. The estimated arrival time had jumped to 34 minutes. The fare had climbed to $41. I looked up at Troy. His eyes flicked to the rearview mirror, meeting mine before looking away. "Traffic's pretty bad today, huh?" I said. "Yeah," Troy replied, "taking a shortcut." Except it wasn't a shortcut. I'd lived in this city for 3 years. I knew these streets. We were going in the opposite direction. I watched the blue dot on my phone drift further from the destination. Troy turned left when he should have turned right. The fare hit $47. That's when I noticed the second phone mounted below his Uber phone. Different navigation app. He was following that route, not the one Uber provided. My stomach tightened. I leaned forward. "You know," I said, "I used to dispatch for Uber, back in 2019. Troy's shoulders tensed. His hand tightened on the wheel. "Oh yeah?" he said, his voice carefully neutral. "Yeah. Did it for 2 years. Learned a lot about route optimization, fare calculations, all that stuff." Troy said nothing. The fare hit $52. "I got pretty good at spotting when drivers were gaming the system," I continued. "There are patterns, specific behaviors that trigger automatic reviews." His eyes met mine in the rearview mirror. "You accusing me of something?" Troy asked. "Just making conversation," I said. "But since you asked, yeah, you've taken at least 7 unnecessary turns. We should have been at my hotel 12 minutes ago." Troy's jaw clenched. "Like I said, there's no traffic. And you're not following the Uber route. You're following whatever's on that second phone." His hand moved toward the phone mount. "I don't know what you're talking about." "Sure you do. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to take the next right, get on the highway, and drive straight to my hotel. When we get there, I'm going to report this ride. Uber's algorithm will flag the route. They'll pull the GPS data, and they'll see exactly what you did." Troy didn't respond. His knuckles went white on the steering wheel. We sat in silence for 30 seconds that felt like an hour. Then Troy signaled right and merged onto the highway, the correct highway. The fare stopped climbing. We drove in tense silence. Then Troy pulled up in front of my hotel. The trip had taken 29 minutes total. The fare, $56. I grabbed my suitcase from the trunk. Through the window, I could see Troy staring straight ahead, jaw clenched. I pulled out my phone and opened the Uber app to leave a review. That's when I noticed something that made my blood run cold. Troy's profile picture wasn't just old, it was a completely different person. I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the full story below.